Ryne Sandberg was not a loud man. His game spoke for him, louder than words ever could. On the green grass of Wrigley Field, he was a giant at second base, playing with quiet grace and silent power. Fans called him Rhino, a true professional, the face of the Cubs for a generation. Day in and day out, you knew what you'd get. Gold glove defense, tough at-bats, and smart base running. His quiet nature made his on-field explosions, like a game-winning home run, even more special. His humility made him beloved, his legendary moments more real, more earned. That's why decades later, his legend still echoes through the ivy walls. In Chicago, that legacy wears number 23, and he did it all quietly. Andre Dawson arrived in Chicago in 1987, already a star known as the Hawk. He quickly saw something special in Ryne Sandberg, a relentless drive and professionalism. Dawson called Sandberg the ultimate professional, always ready to work, always ready to win. Together, they became the heart of the Cubs lineup, a 1-2 punch that terrified pitchers. Their respect was built on grit and a love for the game, a silent bond between two warriors. For Dawson, Sandberg was the standard. June 23, 1984, a Saturday at Wrigley Field, Cubs versus Cardinals, broadcast to the nation. Ryne Sandberg put the team on his back in what would become the Sandberg game. Facing Bruce Sutter, one of baseball's best closers, the Cubs trailed in the ninth. Sandberg stepped up and hit a game-tying home run. Wrigley erupted. In extra innings, the Cardinals took the lead again. But Sandberg, facing Sutter once more, did the impossible. Another home run to tie it. The ballpark exploded in disbelief and joy. The Cubs won in the 11th, but everyone knew who the hero was. Sandberg had willed his team back twice against an elite closer. That game changed everything. It announced the Cubs as contenders and Sandberg as an MVP. He'd go on to win the award that year. The Sandberg game was more than a performance. It was a statement, a turning point for the franchise. It gave fans something to believe in. It became a perfect baseball memory, etched into the Cubs-Cardinals rivalry. On that day, the quiet kid from Spokane roared like a lion. The legend of Rhino was born on a national stage. It was a moment that defined a career and inspired a city. For Cubs fans, it was proof that anything was possible. For Sandberg, it was the day he became a household name. The Sandberg game remains one of baseball's greatest moments. It's why legends are made, and why Rhino's name will never be forgotten. The Wizard versus Rhino, a duel of defensive greats. For years, fans debated, who was the best infielder in the National League? Ozzie Smith, the acrobatic Wizard of Oz, or Ryne Sandberg, the smooth, efficient master at second base? Their rivalry was built on skill, grace, and mutual respect. It was a golden age for middle infield defense. Their rivalry elevated the game and set a standard for generations. Two masters, one unforgettable era. Ryne Sandberg's bond with Chicago fans went beyond the box scores. He was more than a great player. He was an inspiration, embodying the city's spirit of hard work and humility. In a city that values substance over style, Rhino was the perfect hero. Kids across the Midwest wore number 23, trying to play second base just like him. He always made time for fans, signing autographs and making each person feel seen. Sandberg understood his role as a model for young fans and took it seriously. Stories abound of his kindness, quiet, genuine moments that created lifelong memories. He wasn't just a player on TV, he was a real person who made a real impact. His most famous act of integrity came in 1994, when he retired at his peak, unwilling to play without passion. He walked away from millions, valuing honesty over money. That decision earned him even more respect in Chicago. When he returned in 1996, the city welcomed him like family. The connection was mutual. He loved Chicago as much as it loved him. Sandberg played for a community, not just a team. He became Chicago's son, his legacy woven into the city and Wrigley Field. For fans, he was a symbol of what baseball and life should be. His humility and heart made him a hero. He inspired generations to play the game the right way. Sandberg's story is about more than baseball. It's about character, connection, and community. That's why his legend endures. The ultimate honor in baseball is a plaque in Cooperstown. For Ryne Sandberg, that call came in 2005, a moment of validation for a career built on excellence. His induction speech was humble, gracious, and full of respect for the game. Sandberg spoke about respect for the game, for opponents, for teammates, for fans. He said fans deserved a player's best effort every day. He played not for himself but for something bigger. His induction was a celebration for all of Chicago. Fans traveled from everywhere wearing number 23. It was their moment too. They'd watched him grow from prospect to legend. His plaque in Cooperstown wasn't just for him, it was for every fan who ever chanted Rhino at Wrigley. Today, his legacy is secure, one of the greatest second basemen ever. 9 Gold Gloves, an MVP, and a Hall of Fame career. But more than stats, his plaque speaks to his consistency, leadership, and character. It tells the story of a player who did things the right way. Sandberg's legacy will inspire future generations. The quiet kid from Spokane became a king in Chicago and a legend in Cooperstown. His story is a blueprint for greatness. He showed that respect and hard work are as important as talent. For Cubs fans, his Hall of Fame moment was a shared victory. For baseball, it was the celebration of a true professional. And for Sandberg, it was the final fitting chapter to a remarkable career. The history books are written, the stats recorded, the plaque hangs in the hall, but Ryne Sandberg's story is about more than numbers. It's about memories and feelings. For so many, Rhino was more than a player. He was part of our lives, our childhoods, our summers at the ballpark. What's your favorite Sandberg memory? The Sandberg game, a diving play, a quiet autograph after a game? These moments make up a legacy, personal stories that keep the legend alive. Did he teach you about hard work, about humility? For many, he defined playing the game the right way. In an era of controversy, Sandberg stood for class and professionalism. He was a player you could be proud to root for, a hero to tell your kids about. His impact goes beyond the foul lines. He became part of the Cubs and Chicago's identity. So, what did Rhino mean to you? Share your stories, dust off those memories. Let's celebrate the quiet grace, the surprising power, the unwavering consistency. The debate about the greatest Cub will go on, but for a generation, the answer is simple. Rhino. Now it's your turn to say why. Let the tributes begin, and let the legend of number 23 live on.